In this video series, I'm going to show you how you can publish your own book on Amazon's Kindle program. Now, your book needs to be in electronic format, in other words, an ebook. So if you have a physical book, you would have to scan it in or have a service scan it in. If you haven't written one yet, I'm going to go over how you can do the research and write your own. And if you have ebooks already that you've authored in the past, if you're a web entrepreneur, for instance, and you have all your own products, then you can do it that way. And I'll also show you how you can do your own research and create a book to put on Amazon Kindle. So let's continue, and I'll show you some methods you can use to find the material you need to create your own book. Okay, so let's look at some ways that you can get started from scratch. Now, I already talked about if you have your own ebooks that you can do it that way. And we're going to go over formatting that later since you already would have the product. So at this point, we're going to look at how we can get started from scratch. So a good thing to do is to go to Amazon.com and then go over to departments. And then what we're going to do is go to the e-reader and books. Okay, and then when you come in here, you can see the different categories here. So the devices that we have up here, and then the Kindle store. So we have Kindle books and newsstand, and then we have Kindle Unlimited, which we'll talk about a little bit later, and then the apps that you can put on your different devices. So let's just go to the Kindle store right now, and let's go to Kindle books. Now I should mention that you can also publish textbooks with Kindle and magazines. So there's lots of different things you can do, but we're going to be talking about publishing an ebook through the Kindle platform in this video. Okay, so if you don't really have any idea where to start, you can come into Kindle here and you can look at the different categories and see if you have interest and knowledge in any of these categories. It's always going to be a lot easier to write from scratch if you know something about the category that you want to write about. So if you look on the left-hand side here, and roll down until you see the different types of categories here. So you see we have arts and photography and so on. There's a whole big list of categories in here that you can choose from. So for instance, if you're a crafter and you want to write something about crafts, well, you look in crafts and hobbies here and find something that suits you there. If you like to cook or you want to write a book about cooking or recipes, we got cooking and food. So it's just a matter of what you want to write about, and then you can find the category here. So another thing you can do is if you go into the category, let's say we want to write something about crafts, and go in here, and then you can see the different subcategories within here. So that gives you more ideas if you just knew that you wanted to write about crafts, but you weren't quite sure where it would fit or what you wanted to do. You could look even further into here and find out what else you can write about. Now you can also see what people are buying. It's always a good idea to give people what they want. So you'll see over here, while we're in here, you can go to bestsellers. And you'll notice up here that there are top 100 free and top 100 paid. So you can look at the best sellers and see what it is people are interested in. You can study the book, the outline of the book, the covers, and so on. So if you click on one of these, for instance, you can see the write-up about the book, have a good look at the cover. Sometimes there's a preview you can download just to see what it's all about. And you can read, usually on the website, what it's about as well, and look at the ratings. Okay, so that can tell you a lot about the books that are selling the best. And then if you are interested in that topic, then you would likely be able to sell a number of books as well. So this will help you get started with creating your own book from scratch just by looking through the Kindle platform. Okay, so the next thing we can look at is the actual physical books within Amazon. The best-selling physical books are also likely going to be the best-selling ebooks as well. People tend to like the same things regardless of platform. So you can get other ideas this way. If you didn't find what you wanted within Kindle, you can go and have a look in the actual books, the real books or the physical books within the platform here. Okay, so here we have our books, and then so we have Kindle books, which you're already at, but we want to go to books here. We also have children's books and textbooks. Okay, and then we basically can do the same thing within here. So you can go up here and you can do a search this way, or we can just go to the categories again. So if we wanted to go to crafts again, we go to crafts like this. Okay, and then you can go through here and basically follow the same procedure and see what the books are all about in here and find out which ones are selling the best. So let's say bestsellers. Okay, and that's basically the same procedure. You can go and look at what the best-selling books are all about. Take note of the pricing. Now, of course, with an ebook, you're going to want to keep it just maybe a little bit lower, and we're going to go over pricing strategy in a later video. But for now, just have a look through and see if there's something here that interests you that you might want to write on. Okay, so those are two ways that you can do it through Amazon itself. And of course, there's other resources you can use as well, like on other online bookstores, your favorite ones if you do shopping online. Or even if you don't, you can go to the popular online bookstores and you can do the same thing here. Just go to the proper category and just do the same type of research. Now you can go down to your local bookstore as well. There are still such things. Most of them are big box stores now, but there's the odd little one as well. And you can go see what they're advertising there and check out the books in the store. And of course, there's your local library. You can go down there and see what they have in ways of books for your category down there. Okay, so those are some ways that you can get started finding out what you want to write about, finding out what other people are interested in, and then you can get a good start on it. So, having said that, I'm going to be doing a short book on speed reading. It's just a PLR book that I got. So, I'm going to be showing you how we're going to get our book going, and I'm going to use that as an example. So what we're going to be doing in the next video is starting on getting our book formatted so that it is ready to go onto the Kindle platform.